Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome John Obi Mikel to Terry's Road to Redemption squad. Yes, he's going to be playing centre midfield, linking up with Terry. He's a black man, but he's a black man that Terry is well used to at this point. We picked him up for 500. We cheated a little bit because I got a centre defensive midfielder to centre midfielder card, so his price tag's slightly higher, but we're going to roll with it anyway. Not the greatest start to the division, just 1 point from 2 games, but hopefully today is the day we can put together a performance, put together a run of wins, and this could be the first team to suffer our wrath. Just 57 chemistry, but a good team, so they do have to be watched. Then again, in Ultimate Team, chemistry is the be-all and end-all, so fingers crossed. The match got off to a bit of a weird start, as you can see my opponent with the ball charging down the wing. He plays the pass, but his player pulls up with an injury with just 1 minute gone. Absolute exhaustion setting in. An artist's impression of my opponent looks something like this. A slave driver through and through, and surely this, coupled with the 57 chemistry, should turn the tide in my favour. And we did get off to the better start, unsurprisingly. Simpson charging through, one-on-one situations, my favourite, and of course, I make it easy for the goalkeeper to save. But we kept pressing and creating opportunities, and then my opponent got a little bit silly, threw the ball out to Simpson, charged into the box, and then Simpson got a little bit silly as well. It might take me a while, but if you keep giving me opportunities, and if I keep creating the opportunities, I'll eventually take one. Maybe. Possibly. Probably. Here we go, Cisse gets through, he manages to get the shot away and over the goalkeeper, and Noble Lazarus is on hand as a complete poacher to tap it in. I wasn't quite sure if the ball was going to drift in or if Noble Lazarus was offside, but with the defender closing in, I decided to be safe rather than sorry at a later point. And it didn't take us long to put pressure on their opponent again. We managed to win the ball from the kickoff, Cisse and Noble Lazarus interlinking well, and then Drummond charged through the centre, got free of the defender, and took it past the goalkeeper before being taken out. Someday, Terry, someday you'll get to take a penalty. But Cisse, top left-hand corner, what a finish. This was a day where we started to enjoy ourselves, we started to put together a bit of fluid movement, because when we're on form we actually do quite well. Simpson here setting Noble Lazarus free of the defence. Once again one-on-one with the goalkeeper, but he chooses the wrong option, tries to chip him, and then Cisse misses the open goal. A familiar situation, taunting the opponent, trying to get him to pass it short. For some reason he does, drives me mad. Simpson doesn't punish him unfortunately, but Cisse is on hand with the rebound. This time he's not going to miss the open goal. Maybe if Simpson tried the less dramatic option, he might get on the score sheet more often. Look at him here, trying a bicycle kick for some reason. And if you ever want to see what it looks like when FIFA turns against you, look at this here. My opponent makes the intercept, tries to get a pass away, gets the ball back, and then runs into his own player. And then there are no defenders home. 3 of mine could finish it off. In the end, Noble Lazarus takes the chance. And then my opponent seemed to just give up, put down the controller and said he had enough. Noble Lazarus though doesn't care, he wants to get on the score sheet once again, passes across to Cisse, who cuts inside his defender and finishes it off into the bottom right hand corner. No mercy here. So I decided to mess around with my skills and flick ups and things like that once in a while. Terry taking the opportunity to take a bit of the spotlight, do a few flick ups, do a few step overs and so on. My opponent did pick up the controller for long enough to get booked for what was a pretty horrendous tackle. And then he scored. His chance which he took can only be described as an absolute calamity in defence. Terry managed to play it back to Al-Habzi, who decided to do that. So there goes the clean sheet bonus anyway. But still, a 5-1 win is good going, especially to pick up the much needed 3 points, and as it turns out my opponent got 6 injuries in the end. Maybe it's time to rest players from time to time. There's an Ultimate Team tip for you, and never let it be said that I don't try to educate my viewers. So game 2 against Team Monster, well that's a bad sign, and against a Barclays Premier League side as he already warned me. And quite a good Premier League side at that. Couple of Chelsea players once again, so Terry will have to use his training ground experience to keep them at bay. From the start it looked like it was going to be a battle, a bruising encounter between his amazing attack and my ragtag bunch of misfits who were willing to put their bodies on the line. But surprisingly we started well, Simpson, Noble Lazarus and Cisse linking up once again, Cisse getting into space, left unmarked, and he'll take that opportunity if it's going to be handed to him on a platter. But Cisse wants to prove he's not just a one-trick pony, and look at the pass that he puts in here. Once again Simpson getting into space, but a horrendous first touch means that the opportunity just goes to waste. And so it was Simpson with something to prove. We were on the attack once again, Cisse, a dodgy enough pass, but Simpson nips in, takes it away from the defender and smashes it home past the goalkeeper. So things are looking pretty good when we're going forward, but of course he has a dangerous side and our defenders were up to the challenge at hand. Look at the blocks they're putting in. Absolute dedication. We kept piling on the pressure. We knew our opponent was slightly rattled. How could this bronze side put it up against a mighty Barclays side? Although we can't really call ourselves a bronze side anymore, can we, with the amount of signings that we've been making? But anyway, De Gea was keeping his side in the game, denying Cisse on not just 1 but 2 occasions with some great saves. We put together some nice passing play. Unfortunately the back heel didn't go to feet, but Simpson managed to regather it anyway, and he is a threat to defenders. They team up on him, they pile up on him, and in the end he wins a penalty with some fleet footwork. And yet, for some reason, John Terry remains untrusted. But of course, with the attacking prowess that my opponent had in his ranks, we couldn't be too careful. Fernando Torres causing problems, getting a good shot away, but Al-Habsi getting down well to save. Unfortunately, things didn't go quite as smoothly the next time he attacked. Torres broke free, paced to burn and smashed it past my onrushing goalkeeper. But both teams were committed to attack. Demba Ba with a good shot here, but my keeper again making a good save. While we didn't overcommit from corners, we had the right players forward, Simpson getting on the end, but unfortunately crashes off the crossbar. And so we wrapped up a 3-1 win. A good episode, I have to say, 2 fine performances, and very happy with how my team played in both matches. But most importantly, we pick up the 3 points. We're 3 points closer to safety, and of course 3 points closer to division title. So I really hope you enjoyed the episode. Let me know in the comment section below, of course, what you thought, and of course recommend players that you think that I should buy. Hopefully you'll join me next week for another exciting episode of John Terry's Road to Redemption.